that
I cannot judge due to the controller.
Oh.
It limits you.
Yeah, it does.
ILD recommend the Pergatus staff for controller play.
I understand. I tried it once. All right, so in the beginning when I first played, I was able to use it, and I used it once, and then I focused on the force trauma staff, and then I kind of got away from using it. And then when I switched over, they had done a few updates and everything, and I used it again, and it kept crashing my game. So I never used it. Granted, if you look at my operative, you'll see that I actually have right there. I have the staff in there for this character as well. I believe they're different swords. They hadn't introduced this sword, so this is a new build, and they didn't even do the thing with the builds. They didn't even allow you to do builds. I'm not sure if the feats change with the builds either. Oh, it looks like they do. So it looks like with my, okay, confirmed, the feats change with the build because this is the one I was just using and that's what I just chose. So I can switch up the feats as well. I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I know that now, so that means that there's more customization coming up. But in this one with the Pergatus Force staff, I tried it and it didn't crash my game because I had, had already been playing, reset my graphics and stuff like that to suit my card a little better. And my frames didn't kill it and everything. It didn't just overdo it. Anyways, long story short, it had been wiping out large mobs. And it was very handy to have in to play from the backfield. Made it very easy for the other three classes to eliminate enemies. I know I don't have the right melee weapon with this one, but this is just what I left it at. And then I wanted to try to see if the recon laser gun would work and how that was gonna go. So these are more experimental sets for me to try out stuff and figure out how well it works or how much it doesn't work. With this as well, this also gave me the idea of how it would work if I was to play as a sharpshooter, for example. And that's kind of where I decided, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start a sharpshooter. And that's where I got my other character from. But I tried it out on my Psyker first. But generally, I prefer this. I have used this one as well. I was testing this out as well with the Surge Force staff. The staff, it reacts so quickly for me that I was like, okay, well, I don't really have an opportunity to really and truly become acclimated to this staff, so to say. Because when I use the you know what? Why am I just... Yeah. Let me just do this. Go to the Psykarnium. Stop talking about it and show it. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm over here talking. I can always go into the Psykarnium meat grinder and just play. All right? What do I talk about? Silly me, I wasn't even thinking about it. But with this staff and everything, the attacks were so quick that I didn't feel acclimated enough to utilize it. So I'm just seriously like, okay. But I noticed that it does direct damage to whatever I aim it at, and it does kind of like a fall off amount of damage to the others. And the build was a little different. So I'm gonna have to figure out what works best with this staff. This is literally like my first time using this. Well, no, I'm sorry. I don't use this staff often. But seeing the way that it reacts and seeing some of the other players who do main Psyker use this staff and the damage that it creates, it influenced me to literally use this staff. If I had a significant enough build for it, I could see it working.
Use flak enemies.
Right. It does a wonderful job. So these are flak enemies, the way you can kind of... Hold on. There was something I was using beforehand which actually targeted them and showed it. I don't know if there's a setting that allows me to put the always on display above their head or whatever. I'll look for it in the settings. I don't think it's that detailed, but anyways, I didn't look that hard. But yeah. Excuse me, I'm sorry guys. Allergies, my apologies. I have time to mute. But yeah, against flak armored enemies, it did a wonderful job. Against hordes, it did a wonderful job as well. For weakening the enemies as well, it was pretty decent. I don't know if I have anything specifically on this staff that enhances it for flak armored enemy. Oh, I do. So yeah, 20% plus 20% damage on that. But I was also, of course, picking for one that I saw actually had some decent mid-range stats or so, and I didn't get many of these to choose from at all. It was like very, very rare that I would get one of these. But the quell speed is still one of the things that I consider to be good, but the charge rate was what I was looking for. You get a charge rate of 80. But there's so much about this staff that I don't understand yet. And I've been experimenting, and I love that they have that in this game where you can enter into the Psykarnium and use the weapons against different types of enemies to see what kind of damage it does. Oh, sniper's dead. Sniper's down. This was another good weapon that a lot of people said was good before they came out with the new sword, which was another reason why I just focused on my other sword. I didn't really change it up much. Alright, hopefully they switch my sets. So this is the Pergatus staff. They use, like, since you have a control, maybe a little better for you. But this one, as you can see, has consistent damage that takes place over time with the soul blades. And then the additional soul blades to it will cause them to continuously burn over time. Which is great, but when you have a group of enemies like this guy right here that's consistently coming over there to charge you, the Rager, it's not a good thing to whip out. But when it comes down to handling hordes of light enemies like this, one would wipe out a horde easily with the Soul Blade. Granted, you don't always have the opportunity to kind of build it, but this is where the benefit is. If you have other people who are doing extra damage, cut through them like a hot knife through butter.
Darnard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The regular left click on the flame staff has insane stagger damage.
Darnard.
You can interrupt most enemies with it.
So if you get them running up, you do that real quick, and it'll interrupt them. Yeah, it does. It does stagger them really, really quickly. I'm not one who just pulls the trigger all like that, because mine is kind of a panic. I'll panic real quick and do that. Next thing you know, I'm above peril before I know it. But that does work. With this staff, because I'm not used to it, I definitely need to keep my eye on it. I definitely need to keep my eye on it. Keep my eye on my levels, because sometimes it's that, and then it's that for something else around the corner. Or if we're running down the hallway, I gotta do a quick turn. Okay, switch this, where is he? Oh, new sword. I'll do this one. I didn't necessarily actually level that sword up. Direct damage, but it does a lot of additional direct damage. Took half of his health bar. Hold on, I'm gonna do it from full in a minute. Let's see with this, 3, 3, 3. Even at a vital spot, you don't get much. In a group, it works out all right though. All right, so 572 for damage. Ran it. Let's take a look at that again and check out the stats for it. So the rating is what, 438. Light attack is 172. Heavy attack is the 129. And 80 damage, but it is pinpoint. Mobility is low, so the finesse is 80. The warp resistance is 80. First target is 76. Eh, it's all right. Oh, hold on. Did I switch? I didn't switch, did I? Oh, I did switch by accident. Too many buttons. This doesn't have any. Okay, so let's go ahead and use this one. Oh, no. I meant, where's my force? I don't have my force trauma staff because I was trying it out. That's why. Where's my force? I mean, not force trauma. Trauma force. I'm saying it backwards. So this one I actually use most of the time when I know.
Deimos MKV Blaze Force Sword is the strongest single target damage weapon in the game.
Agreed.
Get Uncanny Strike on it and you can two-shot a Crusher without powering it up.
I hadn't considered that. Two-shot a Crusher? But I also think that depends on the stats of the actual sword itself. You see this direct damage, man? That's why I wanted a bigger radius on it. Granted, I'm not even hitting anybody directly, but I gotta work on a better build speed. But the quell speed is decent on this. For smaller mobs, Decimator. The other good thing that the other way that I use this is if I got players who run ahead, I see an enemy coming around, I can at least weaken them significantly before actually before they get to them, stagger them out. And the other part about it is it is indeterminable how much time it will take for the other enemy to get up. Sorry, let's go back to that sword. Where is it? Keep hitting the wrong button. Wrong one. You said without powering it up? Hold on, let me read it. Wait. Hold on. The strongest single, yeah, okay. You use it without powering it up. Yeah, second and third strike.
Darner.
Hold on, let's switch over
Light
to my
attack
other one.
heavy.
Holy shit! I didn't know that. Oh, damn. Alright, I see what you mean. Why does it have to be light attack heavy first? And it can't just be heavy? But I see what so the combination, so this is just a simple heavy, which is overhead, but the light attack and then the heavy goes in for a jab. I see what you mean. $705. Excuse me, I think I said 750 last time. It's 705. All right, okay, I did not know that, but wow, thank you.
Because the first heavy in the chain isn't as powerful as the second one in the chain.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I'm gonna switch real quick. This is the sword that they had out beforehand. Which one? Is this one? I don't know. I think this is the one I was using before.
Darner.
If you get Uncanny Strike Tier 4, you get 100% armor pen.
That sounds absolutely devastating. That also explains why I saw a lot of Psykers, well, I won't say a lot of Psykers. Rarely I would see a Psyker run up to one of these guys, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go help the Psyker real quick. And before I can get over this, Psyker's already taken this guy down. And I was like, wow, are you kidding me? I didn't imagine that they would have that kind of damage output or whatever. I thought it was really, really crazy that they would do that. And I didn't know how they were doing it, but thanks for the heads up. I had no idea. I've just been using that for a while. Is there a combination like that with this one too? But yeah, that was the one I was using before. They only had this sword, the Blaze Force sword for the Psyker back when I first started playing. So I didn't have an opportunity to kind of test them out or to change out chain combos and see how those work or whatever. Like it just didn't. I just didn't have the opportunity for that. I kind of passed it up. Wait, did I switch? I didn't switch. But yeah, I mean, thank you for the information. I greatly appreciate it. And see, this one doesn't hit the same unless you power it up. Then you're looking at about the same, but this works well for mobs.
Darner.
Sadly, the obsolete MK2 is just bad after the two others got out.
Yeah, Do you mean to say that they nerfed it? Or like, and this is what I was using in the fight. Granted, if you can pop off some headshots, you can do some significant damage. But